got a damn good show because Joe Biden is out. Joe Biden is out, so we will do some... Sorry, this stream is kind of a shotgun stream. Because a good chunk of the party is going to be pissed off that a woman of color was once again, I don't know, screwed or something.
Point number 2 is...
By the way, screwing, something Kamala Harris knows a lot about. I was interested in... that was the first one because I really wanted Perot to win. And when he didn't get a single vote, I cried. Seriously. And that's why my mom burst out laughing. She's like, this is why we don't let kids vote. And then she comforted me, so shut the fuck up.
And number 2, you have to deal with the fact that Kamala...
And it sticks. One criticism, bud. I don't mind Hawaiian shirts, but could you button the shit a little bit? Sticks a fascist. That's about the stupidest thing I think I've ever heard you say, Gloop.
Donald Trump.
We have breaking news here. President Biden has announced...
Oh, God. Why are you still a thing? Look, ladies, unless you're going to put makeup on your chest, cover up.
On my...
Because you look like a head that is attached to another body.
phone...
I can't decide if she's hot or not.
From people...
That doesn't bother me that much because I hate fucking grammar police and... Oh, you did this capital... Fuck you! Okay, last video we're going to do on Joe Biden is from Asmongold TV, and I really gotta fucking pee. And we'll do this from TikTok.
That we're not allowed to use.
Oh my god. I don't see how that's at all relevant.
Oh, I
to
do.
the
Okay, so
conversation.
99% of sexual perpetrators are male.
Wrong!
And
that's false.
no, look it up. Look it up right now.
What about
It
all
is
these women teachers that are...
Right. Let me get into that because...
Oh, no, because the victim was male and they willingly slept together because horny 14-year-old boys will fuck anyone. Yeah, it's still wrong. It's still rape.
Because this is quite literally my background. This is what I do for a living.
Honey, you don't do that for a living. You show your asshole on OnlyFans. Fuck off. Really? Okay. Tell you what. I'm just going to go for their set. 99% of yeah, of one very specific crime of grape and SA. But gee, I think a 28-year-old woman sleeping with a 14-year-old boy falls into that stat. Like, yeah, if you want to include the force element, of course men are going to be the overwhelming majority. Because we're way stronger. Whatever, but if you're talking about using sheer physical force to get laid... Yeah, of course men are going to be the vast majority of that, because we're the stronger gender.
It's
It is true.
On its face, it's not true.
Oh my god, you have to look it up.
But, it's only true if it involves force. I'm sorry, but... I'm sorry, but if a 14-year-old male student, I don't care how willing he was, fucks his 28-year-old teacher. The 28-year-old teacher is guilty of rape. Anybody disagree with that? And in this TikTok, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Sex education for kids is that I was assaulted for the first time when I was about 8 years old. And
Oh, well, that's horrible. Okay, and?
I did not have the vocabulary to explain what had happened to me, which meant that
You couldn't say Uncle Joe touched me in the no touch zone. You're aware kindergartners know that. Oh, God.
that I could not communicate it to adults, which meant that I could not get their help in preventing it.
Okay. I'm going to just assume this happened. If you were 8, there would have been physical signs of your trauma that your parents would have picked up on if they were at all competent. Your doctors would have seen during your physicals or checkups. Okay? And 3, yeah, even toddlers know about the no touch zone.
It from happening to me again. And so it happened again and again. When we say sex ed for kids, there's a lot of folks whose mind
I part of me wants to believe her, but you're 8. You're verbal. Fuck it. Why not?
will immediately jump to teaching kindergartners about penises going in vaginas and all this complicated stuff. And that's like if I said, let's teach math to kids, and you were like, calculus for kindergartners? Like, no, obviously, take 80,000 steps back.
We have literally had the good touch, bad touch shit when I was a kid. That's why a doctor being a sexual predator is so much more heinous. Because he's the one exception.
Right, we're talking about the simple stuff. The addition and subtraction. That this is my body and that's your body, and you can't touch mine if I say no. It's become so politicized and blown out of...
Yeah, but... I'm sorry. If I want to pick up my niece, I'm picking up my niece, whether she likes it or not. She'll let me know straight away, and then I'll set her back down. But if I want to give a big old hug, I'm giving one.
out of proportion, but we're really talking about basic consent and boundaries, education and vocabulary.
That for what? Are we talking about naked fun time? Or are we talking about, again, somebody picking up a baby? You know, I'm sorry, but, and like it or not, kids are fucking idiots. Kids will say, oh, I'm cut. It's not that bad. And an adult will go, no, it's fucking bad.
Personally saved me a lot of trouble and damage had I learned it. The reason I support sex education for kids is that I was assaulted for the first time when I was about 8 years old.
And I don't fucking believe you. If you were 8, you can talk. Also, 8 years old. Are kids... I remember taking baths on my own when I was 8 years old. But then again, I'm 20 years older than this chick, so... I don't know, maybe parents extended the time where they bathe their children. Yeah, if your mommy's bathing you, gotta go there.
They started with the overturning of Roe versus Wade in the Dobbs decision, which has rained hellfire on the safety and well-being of women and
How? Abortion is still legal in all 50 fucking states. And your childbearing years are long gone, bitch.
girls all across this country, particularly in abortion ban America.
Also, again, Europe, most European countries still have way more restrictive abortion laws than any state in the United States, and I guarantee you want to suck the dick of them. Oh, God, it's two probably bitter, divorced, over-the-hill bitches that live with cats that just want to blame men for all their fucking problems. Oh, God, this is going to be horrible.
Taking away of constitutional rights from 180
For fuck's sakes, abortion is not a constitutional right! Jesus fucking Christ! You are not given the right to an abortion! Fuck you!
80 million Americans, if we do not correct, and they are rewarded by getting Donald Trump.
By the way, a bunch of fucking women oppose abortion!
That's right. They have only just begun. The overturning of Dobbs is going to see.
God, Jesus Christ! Do women get fucking as they age?
Like child.
I mean, unless they get sperm injections by a man.
Let's play. That's how dangerous convicted felon Donald Trump is to women all across this country.
Donald Trump has already been president for 4 fucking years. The Roe v. Wade thing happened after he fucking left. Why didn't he try to go for a national abortion ban then? Like right in the dying days of his presidency, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, just trying to jam that shit through.
It is such an egregious human rights violation to take away constitutionally granted rights.
Abortion is not in the fucking Constitution! God damn it, how fucking dumb are you? There are like 28 amendments to the Constitution. You can read it over an afternoon of you crying, drinking green tea, and cuddling with your fucking cats. Jesus! It is not a constitutional right.
Over 50-year precedent that women have deserve in this country.
So Supreme Court can just decide constitutional amendments now. They can just make them. They can just amend the Constitution whatever the fuck they want. Oh my God. Oh my God. Who gave me this? God, a pox upon your house. A pox.
And
I'm going to send King Willie to voodoo curse your ass.
See women.
Although he's kind of pissed off with me for stealing the chicken bones, so I'll have to give him back.
In our state where doctors are scared to treat them and say you're going to have to go sit in the parking lot until you bleed out and your life.
God, I have to take a break. I fucking have to. Oh my God. This is why women in every society have always had a degree of control put on them by men. This is what happens when you let women have 100% freedom. Also, I know this feminist bitch didn't wear a bra because you have one boob going that way, the other boob going that way, and they're doing the slide off to the side, I'm after 40 woman thing.
Is at risk. This is the United States. Why on earth did Donald Trump and his freak show sycophants get to say who doctors treat and who they don't treat?
Because you motherfuckers wouldn't leave the goddamn issue alone. And to be fair, the other side wouldn't too. Because you motherfuckers want abortion up until 9 months. Now you are right. Abortion has support in the first trimester, which is 9 weeks. Support drops significantly in the second trimester, which I believe most of that is before viability. And in the third trimester, which is beyond viability, support is nothing. Non-existent. Sorry, you don't get to abort your fucking baby 15 minutes before you're going to have him.
And what kind of private conversation?
Or her. Just want to be...
Republicans, Seth, if you'll put the tweet up.
Iron Gullet. Okay. Who cares what they think? It's a medical procedure that kills prisoners. You're against the death penalty. Same thing.
Matt?
I actually am agreeing with this woman. Yeah, if you want to get rid of abortion, you have to expand welfare massively. That's why I want abortion. To a point. The problem is you think women shouldn't be held accountable at all and want abortion up until 5 seconds before birth.
Child care, school lunches, none of those things they
Yeah, well, maybe if you had this thing called a husband, you wouldn't have these problems.
want to fund, but they want to have rights over a petri dish.
And furthermore, they don't care about the number one cause of death for children in this country, which is death by firearms. What they do.
No! That's way low on the list. If I had to go out on a limb and say number one among everything, all the ways children can die, I would have to go with car accidents as number one. Because again, women are not protected in the Constitution. My right to bear arms is. Also, abortion is not in the Constitution. Further, in the 90s, abortion was safe, legal, and rare. Why do you fucking cunts want to make it the goddamn standard for birth control? I would say more kids die in car accidents and from childhood leukemia than they do from guns. Just spitting that out there.
Is they don't want women to have autonomy. The IVF thing is they don't want.
First off, there's a bunch of women against abortion. Second off, you had the autonomy to fuck a dude without a condom, without birth control pills, without the morning and after pill. By the way, none of which the RNC has gone after. Yeah, God forbid, women are held accountable for their actions. And also, abortion is still legal in all 50 states, so fuck you and fuck off. Also, why do I think you two ladies live in a very blue state where abortion will never be a problem?
Breeding. And if you do happen to breed, they want it identified and labeled forever. And if you happen to get
This is why women honestly have had to have a degree of control put over them. Because if you let them do whatever they want, you get stupid shit like this. Thank you, Michael Carley. The guy gets no say, but if she keeps it, he's goddamn on the hook for money for 18 years.
recently.
Honestly, since we've given women freedom, they've kind of fucked it all up. So maybe they'd be better being under just a bit of control.
You're a divorce attorney, so I'd like to get your input on.
Oh, God, the constant divorce attorney. Oh, shit. By the way, I would like to point out 80 to 90% of divorces are initiated by women. So either 80 to 90% of men are just domestic abusive assholes, or women really shouldn't be trusted with things like that because women go way more on emotions.
It's an assault on women, and it also places a man in the authority over a woman.
Yes! Because again, bitch, when the shit hits the fan, every fucking one of you feminist dipshits runs behind the biggest, strongest man you can find. That's why men have authority over women.
No-fault divorce requires neither party to be at fault to divide assets and assign custody. And in
Yeah, except it goes normally the woman's way. Normally the woman gets custody of the children. And normally the man not only has to pay child support, but fucking alimony! How the fuck is that fair? If women and men are equal, why the fuck do men still have to pay alimony? Yeah, it's fucking horseshit.
but proving fault is another drain on resources. So you have the financial abuse
Well,
of women that are unable to access their own money. Then they
oh, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
have to go in and they have to prove emotional abuse. Well, if they haven't been allowed access to therapy, couples counseling, how are you going to prove that? Then you've got
Couples therapy is a complete shit show. Couples therapy is always, it's the man's fault. Because couples therapy is run by a bunch of bitter fucking barren bitches like you.
domestic abuse, physical abuse.
Physical abuse we can see. If she's coming into the hospital beaten like burnt lasagna, yeah, okay, divorce granted. Do you know why most women go for divorce, you stupid bitch? Who was probably the mother of 8 cats? Well, I just wasn't happy anymore. Or I was bored. Or any of the other frivolous reasons you fucking give out. Honestly, I think you should, yeah, I think no-fault divorce should end. You made a commitment. Again, it is harder to get out of a business partnership than it is to get out of a marriage. And the two contracts are essentially the same thing.
So when no-fault divorce became the norm, it was found to be the suicide rate in women dropped by 20%. 20% just based on
From fault to no fault.
Fault to no.
And what did the suicide rate among men do? I'm willing to bet rise. Because let's be honest, women are vindictive monsters.
No fault. So going back to fault divorces does nothing but traps women and keeps them in dangerous situations. Period. Full stop.
No, it doesn't. If she's getting the shit beat out of her, we know it. Okay? Verbal, emotional abuse, that's all subjective. That's all fucking subjective. Financial abuse is subjective as well. Let's be honest.
To then go sit down with probably a couple of male cops and get into a he said, she said, after they've already been.
Well, if you want the motherfucker to go to jail, you're going to have to talk to the cops eventually. Oh my God. You know what? You bitches bitch and complain about a lot of rapists going free. Well, eventually, a lot of rape cases come down to he said, she said. That's not enough to convict. That's not enough to even go to trial. Because, again, the best thing you can do if you are violated, and God forbid that happens to anyone, I want to be clear. I hope it happens to no one. But if you are, you have to go to the hospital immediately and get shit done that I'm sure is the last thing you want. But we need something more than your good fucking word. Because again, last time I checked, women can lie. Yeah, well, here's the thing. You can have an abortion at 9 months. And fuck it.
Last decades. And I would argue that societies are better when women hold positions equal to men. Corporations are better. I mean, think about how.
Really? They tried that at Disney. What's Star Wars worth now? About $1.25?
much the Catholic Church's history might be different if there were women on equal footing as priests throughout all of those countries all over the world. Think about how the Boy Scouts outcome might be differently for all of those victims of sexual assault had women been in positions of power as well.
How many women teachers are fucking their students? You really want me to go through the list of female teachers that are fucking their male students?
Ensure that the Democrats win this next election cycle. And I think it's very important that the message
They're not going to.
be to all Americans.
They're not going to, sweetheart. Again, society and the world runs because of men, not women. Not saying you're not great, but let's be honest, you can't run shit.
Type of system.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Women are always under men, because again, the second the shit hits the fan, all of you motherfuckers, all you fucking feminists, go behind and run behind the biggest, strongest male you can find. There's a reason men are the head of households. There's a reason men are the head of families. And there's a reason why the strongest male leads. Do the Amish affect anything? I don't even think they fucking vote. But if they do, great. To say no, MAGA's a movement for everyone. Not just nut job, boring ass, conservative, Christian, Jewish dickbags. At least that's what I'm saying. I'm fine with abortion to a point. My cutoff is 20 weeks. And that's more than enough time for a dipshit woman to make up her mind. That's 5 months. Again, you want a world where women are never held accountable for anything they do. That's the problem here. Men make the world go round, and you largely, as women, reap the benefits of it. Because women are incapable of running the world. Because I don't see a lot of female plumbers capable of doing the job. I don't see a lot of female people or females capable of doing the job of running the power plant. Because you're not physically strong enough. Just saying. You know what? I almost would like to call for a 30-day. It'd destroy the country. But a 30-day thing where men just stop working. Everything would go to hell in about 5 days. Why? Vast majority of truck drivers are male. The power grid would start to fluctuate after that point because most of the people that maintain that are men. So, sorry, bitches, but you're completely dependent on men. And the only reason you have any rights at all is because men granted them to you. If we wanted to take away the 19th and we wanted to get violent about it, you're losing the 19th. Just saying.
Not